Hello, Plastodon. Mr. Taylor. Alright. So, heads up for everybody. For the fourth or fifth time since moving back to California, I'm getting over being sick again. So I might be a bit lethargic today. And hopefully I'll be fine enough to come over or go over to Mr. Taylor's tomorrow. Freaking woke up late and I was like, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in a.m. the other night. Feel a bunch of dry shit in the throat again. I was like, God damn it, again? Are you serious? So, yeah. Fun. I don't know, is my immune system just getting used to being back in California or what? This shit is old, man. Old. I hope I got enough cough drops in here. Alright, so yeah, still getting things set up. I need to have that up because I gotta go check the other platforms. Make sure we're going good. I still need to sign up for Kick, but I will. Every week is a busy week. Trying to do the most important things first and get to the less important stuff later. Alright, so while I'm getting all this stuff finished, so yes, we got another old Bernth video to watch. Bernth is the guitar instructor that just keeps on giving. Alright, good. Looks like we are good for Twitch. Oh, I can't see the comments. Why? Yes, watch now. Oh, there we go. I just had to change that a little bit. Got it. Alright, Twitch is good. Obviously, YouTube is good. Let's double check Facebook. Come on. There. And I think we're good there too. All right. All 3 current platforms are going. Let's pull up the video. And here we go. Watch later. So yes, after watching the video titled How to Build Guitar Speed Fast, just practice this. It's one of those titles I can't stand. I can't stand it because of the whole... It's one of those titles, I know why they do it. It's to get you to be like, ooh, well, what is this? What's the this thing to do? The one thing you need to do. Just do this. What is it? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to find out. I know, it just bugs the crap out of me for some reason. James Moody over on Facebook. Hello, sir. Been a long time. Yes, it has been a long time. I see you on Instagram every now and then popping up, still shredding like a maniac. You're playing a lot too, at least it seems like it. Which is good. You're doing what I want to do. Alright, so and then after Bernth, we're going to watch another video by that guy Scott from last time. Can't remember his last name, but that band Fallujah. So I was asked about, you know, what is he doing with the whammy bar, and also asked if we could go over the chord theory aspect of it. Thankfully, there's a guitar tab out there, because I do not want to sit there and try and figure that thing out by ear and looking at his hands. So we're going to use the tab. Well, I think you're killing it more than I am in terms of playing. I'd say you've surpassed me in terms of you know, technical skill and clarity and all that stuff. I don't practice anymore. But you've always been really damn good, Mr. Moody. Okay, I think we're about ready here. Let's check the volume, which currently there is none.
Especially if you want to play fast. Throughout November, I was showing you my personal technique tricks.
Okay. We're about to get into it here. Let's change some stuff. All right. So as always, this is the first time watching this sort of thing. And, you know, not coming in here with the intention of tearing anyone down. We're just watching stuff from people that are bigger than me to clout chase, spread some ideas, and hopefully gain some new followers, have good conversations, and all that lovely, lovely YouTube stuff. So, let's get into it. Let's see what Bernth has to say about building guitar speed fast with his clickbait title, which I hate. I hate the clickbait title. I don't hate Bernth. Bernth seems like a good guy from his videos. He's a hell of a guitar player. But god damn it, I hate those frickin' titles. Hate them. And Placidon says, in the process of relearning the picking because of the injuries. Yeah, that... I believe it, and that sucks. Hey, maybe Bernth has the answer for you. Let's find out.
Alternate picking. It might just be the most important guitar technique ever, especially if you want to play fast. So throughout November, I was showing you my personal technique tricks, exercises, and biggest secrets that I use for my own music and for my own playing. Make sure to subscribe in case you missed some of those episodes, that way you will stay updated from now on.
But now the time has come.
It's finally time for us to practice together again. I prepared a really awesome and quite tricky picking play-along workout today. To make this simple and easy to learn for you, the workout is based on the chromatic scale and you're working with all your fingers. As always, you want this to sound like one long, uninterrupted stream of notes, so you absolutely want to avoid getting stuck in between the strings or generating any...
So I'm already kind of questioning, like, how is this going to be the thing to build speed fast? How? This already looks like something that is not designed for building speed. It looks like it's about building, well, we'll say dexterity. Doing like, I like to call it like guitar gymnastics, because I mean, it's kind of all over the place here. Like, I would never give this to a student in order to get faster. But that's just my first impression. So we'll find out. What technique is working? I know you had you told us about the, oh, what the heck was it? The thumb pick with the extra picks and all that stuff on there, and that's helping you out. Well, here we go. Anyway, yeah, that's my first impression with this. I don't get why it just doesn't look like a technique or an exercise that is designed for pure speed. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's find out.
any kind of unwanted noise when you're transitioning. Since this is a daily picking workout and practice challenge, make sure to comment the date of your practice session down below and also the BPM number where you got stuck at today. Of course, you will come back tomorrow and beat these results until you can complete all 12 levels of my picking workout challenge.
Okay, so this isn't a thing about actually building speed. He's just giving you a play-along guitar workout thing again. Very misleading title, Mr. Bernth. But maybe he goes into something more later. But so far, I feel like it's a very misleading title.
And one last thing before we get started, in case you feel like you're doing something wrong with your picking technique. So if it feels a bit awkward at certain BPM steps of this workout and you feel like you're not completely in control, or if you're just completely stuck at a certain tempo and you just can't play faster no matter how hard you're practicing, I made another really awesome and quite exciting 30-day picking course package for all of our students on Patreon. This one has a special focus on those tricky string transitions and on building speed with your alternate picking motion in general. And after working on all those really helpful exercises, you will be able to alternate pick pretty much anything you want as fast as you want. But right now it's time to work on today's challenge. I hope that you have your favorite guitar on your lap already. Let's not waste any more time and start with level 1 at 50 beats per minute right away.
Skip ahead because I mean I'll give this thing a try in a minute here, but I'm gonna skip ahead past all this playing because he claims in the title, what does he say? How to build guitar speed fast. Just practice this. I know I said this isn't, I'm not coming into these videos with the intention of tearing things down or tearing anyone down, but this is, again, this is a very misleading title. Like, this doesn't teach you how to build speed fast. So, no.
Oh, and in case you couldn't comment the date of your end of this. Alright, you did it. You made it all the way until the end of this challenge. I'm very proud of you. Don't forget to comment the date of your practice session down below. And in case you couldn't complete it yet, also the BPM number where you got stuck at. Don't worry about it. You will come back tomorrow and you will beat these numbers. But in case you still feel like you need more help and input when it comes to your picking technique, make sure to check out the brand new alternate picking course package I made for the Patreon community. With this one you start with the fundamental picking technique exercises that will make it possible for you to switch fluently between the strings, and you move to more and more advanced workouts over the course of 30 days. Alright, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated and leave a like if you enjoyed this one. Have an awesome day and see.
That was a pure clickbait title. Very disappointed, Mr. Bernth. I'll just like check out what the heck this thing is anyway. I don't know if I'm well enough to actually try and push myself with anything today. In fact, I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not. Hey, let's try these notes anyhow. This is already confusing as fuck. Man. Well, I guess this is one of the risks you take when doing these live stream things, when you haven't watched the video. Now I'm not going to bother with trying to play this thing. Again, I'm getting over being sick, so my brain is garbage right now. And, I'm too damn tired to try and play that freaking confusing ass thing. This is a terrible exercise for trying to build speed. It is terrible. No. Fuck. I feel like I should pick. I mean, I know the other plan was to go over that Scott's technique from Fallujah, like what he's doing with the whammy bar and like talk to music theory stuff. And I feel I should pick another video here to watch before we do that. Do I only alternate pick, or have I tried economy picking? It depends on what I'm playing. For the most part, alternate picking. Very rarely will I do any economy picking. Really depends on what the riff or the lick is. Have I tried the Rusty Cooley minute practice method? I am unfamiliar with it. I know who Rusty Cooley is, but I don't know his minute practice method. Do you have a link to it? I'm assuming it's 5-minute practice. Sorry. There's a frickin'... so when I'm looking at the chat, in the bottom right of the chat, it's got this little circle with a heart. So I can put little reaction things in there. And it covers up some of the text I get from people. So the Rusty Cooley 5-minute practice method, no, I haven't. I have not. All right, let's pick another one. That was disappointing. I think that just made me more sick. All right, let's watch this one instead. It's called All Fast Guitarists Already Know This, which is why you need to do it too. I actually think somebody asked me what I think of Ben Higgins, and that's who this is by. I honestly don't really know anything. So let's get to, I guess I get to learn about some Ben Higgins today.
In order to break the physics.
So I've seen him before. But yeah, I usually just don't watch. I don't watch a lot of guitar-based things or music-based things unless I'm doing the live streams. It's usually about weightlifting, bodybuilding, nutrition, and video game stuff. So yeah, a lot of the big names and whatnot, instruction things out there. I only learn about it while doing these live streams. All right, so this one's over 15 minutes long. This is already going to be better. You just know it's going to be better than that last one. I think. I hope. So all fast guitarists already know this, which is why you need to do it too. So let's find out what we got going on here. Hopefully this is a much more interesting video and not just a clickbait freaking title. But before we go to that, YouTube comments. He practices the same lick for 5 minutes straight, going from slow to fastest. You can play, then back off, keep pushing it. Sounds like what I do for my kind of practice, which makes sense because I'm assuming he does it with a metronome when he's doing that. But yeah, that's the way you do it. Start slow and then push it, and then push it, and push it, and push it, and keep going until you max out. Okay. Here we go.
Go get some speed, motherfuckers!
Goodness.
Right, so here we are talking about building picking speed once more. And this is such a recurring thing because really, it takes a while sometimes to give yourself that kick up the ass that you really need to go beyond and break that barrier. Now the barrier is a physical one, but it's also a mental one. Because in order to break the physical speed barrier, you need to break the mental one first. It really is all about kicking things in the nuts, being aggressive, really going after what you want, and just telling that sort of part of yourself which is being a bit of a mincer, just to shut the hell up, because you're going to get the job done. So basically...
A mincer? I've never heard that. Have any of you heard, I guess being a wimp, or being a little bitch is also known as being a mincer? Well, so far this is much better. Yes, you gotta have, definitely, as I like to put it, have like kind of a warrior aspect to really going after it, to push yourself faster. I mean, you really gotta want it and go for it hard. You gotta be pretty damn hungry for it to get it. And that is to push past your barriers for sure. I'm liking this so far.
Basically, you're a SWAT team, kicking down the doors, going in, doing a raid, and getting the results. So what does that look like? What does that mean? Well, let's zoom in and take a closer look. Now, the problem a lot of the time is people really do over-focus on the way their picking technique looks, or they over-focus on trying to get it to feel a certain way, like, you know, the traditional... wrist action, the way that picking is usually taught, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes that's not the way that your hand or your body is going to move when you need to get the job done. And really, I cannot stress to you guys enough, you have to give yourselves permission just to go after it. Instead of
100%. Sounds like Ben Higgins and I are on the same page. I hope it doesn't turn out like last week, where I was on the same page as that other guy on the How to Practice Guitar channel, and then he says something dumb as shit at the end, and then completely loses me. But yeah, I think he's going to be saying the same stuff I tell students. Like, once you have to, once you reach a certain speed on that metronome and you're having a hard time reaching it, try whatever it is you have to. Let your body do what it needs to get that speed. So some people are afraid of using their arm to pick fast, to go faster. Like, use it. Use it, for sure. Do what you have to hit that speed.
just staying at these pedestrian places where you're sort of trying to get a nice, perfect pick action, where you've got some sort of funny little pick action like that going on. Instead of trying to keep that relaxed and get that up-down thing and just waiting and praying to the gods that it's going to get quicker, really you just need to do it quicker now. What's stopping you doing it quicker now? Speed the pickup. See right there, I don't care how my hand looks. I don't give a toss what it's doing.
Good.
What's important to me is speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. I want those notes to sound faster. So how do I get it to sound faster? Well, I'm not going to say, well, okay, well, I need to do this angle and the stars have to be in Aries at that time of year, and I have to do 3 Hail Marys. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what he means. I know exactly what he means, because this is the kind of stuff that I hear people talk about all the time. So when people come to me and they start saying, do I need to worry about like the whole, pick slanting and this and that right away? I say, no, you don't. Like, who gives a shit about what your pick looks like or what the angle is right now? We'll worry about that if we have to later on. Because so many times people have like the whole paralysis by analysis. They overthink it so much and then they get nowhere. You just gotta go for it sometimes. Just go for it. And it sounds like he's saying exactly what I say, just in different words. But as I tell my students, does it sound good? Did it sound the way you want it to sound? If the answer is yes, who cares how it looks? Who cares if it didn't feel 100% right? It sounded right. That's what matters. Did it sound good? Yes? Well, okay then. If the answer is no, then we might need to worry about pick angle and how you're approaching what you're playing and all that stuff. But that's a different story.
The more parts that are involved in you getting a good technique, the more there is to go wrong. You need to have a robust technique that is there whenever you pick up the guitar. It's the same, yeah? The fewer things you need to be in place in order for you to do your job, the better it's going to be, the more reliable it is. So you can pick up your guitar and just access the right away. Instead of having to be like, oh, I need to warm up for 25 minutes and I need to do 50 exercises. And it's like, no, man. The technique needs to be really normal, mundane, and don't worry about the way it looks. See, I'm not there going, rolling my wrist around or trying to do some sort of perfect thumb-finger movement like that. I don't care how it looks. It doesn't need to be graceful, guys. This isn't ballet. This is music. And the thing is, picking is a really aggressive technique. It's not a smooth, flowing kind of effect.
I guess it depends on what you're playing, but like I know what he's talking about. When you're going really fast, it's actually kind of violent what you're doing. Yeah, when people are just starting out, that's the thing. Like when students of mine are starting out, or they're trying to get a grasp on being able to play certain things, yeah, the whole pick slant stuff is a hindrance for some people. I think at a certain point, once you have, reached a certain level, whatever that means, then you can start concentrating on like, okay, well, I got to practice escaping the strings by doing this or escaping the strings by doing that in order to play a certain lick or riff a little bit better. Because, yeah, it's definitely a confusing thing for a lot of people a lot of the times. And it's obviously helpful for some and confusing for others. So that's why there's so many of us doing this thing, right? Mr. McKinney, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's get back into this here. But yeah, that's a big thing. People will tell me, they say, well, it just doesn't feel like I'm playing it the way I'm supposed to or picking it the way I'm supposed to. I was like what does that even mean? Like, why do you think it doesn't feel right? Like, did it sound right? I'm repeating myself. I'm gonna be repeating myself because that's how the way this goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't have to have that smooth flowing water effect like legato. For aggressive alternate picking, it has to have some balls behind it. My favourite alternate pickers are the guys that sound aggressive with it. So, Kristen Pelletieri, Jason Becker, they have this really nice aggressive staccato attack to it. Really sounds like the pick is digging into the strings, chopping out the notes. And the way to get that is just be aggressive. Give yourself permission. So think about how you can speed the pick up. I'm always saying, keep the pick on the string. Imagine that when you pick through, your job is just to let the pick go through the string and then sit on the opposite end of the string. And then it comes back through, sits on the opposite end of the string. And your job is just to do that quicker. Yeah, and as you do it quicker, you'll find that you have to use the muscles of your forearm to keep your pick from wandering away. Yeah, because you don't want to make the movements big like that. Because the bigger they are, the slower you're going to get. You need to keep them small. And the process of you keeping them small is going to...
So you got to keep them small enough, because that's another thing that people run into, is they hear that you have to pick small, make small motions, and then they make motions that are so tiny that they don't even move anymore. So I agree, you don't want to be picking super wide, but if you try to pick so tiny that you're making no motion at all, then you really won't make any motion at all, and then you're just stuck. So small enough, yes, it's just basically, there's nuance to it. There's an in-between. Obviously, you don't want to be picking this frickin' wide, but you can't be going so frickin' tiny that you don't move at all. So there's definite movement going on there. There's some wide stuff happening. Yeah, they would never know... Wait. They would never know that was a thing if it wasn't all over the internet. Yeah. I know for Troy, that was the thing that helped him, and for other people, it has helped them as well. I am grateful I have the knowledge that that's a thing when you're playing. But just one piece of the puzzle, not the be-all, end-all for sure. This is the second day you've seen that mess? What mess is that? Not that it isn't fun to see how many things Troy has figured out. He's, he is a picking brainiac. I told him he's like a chameleon because he's able to basically adapt nearly any picking style he comes across. It is always weird to me that he downplays himself I feel like he downplays himself, saying that he doesn't have any special talents or abilities and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, you do. I told him, you absolutely do, because you're like a chameleon. You're able to do all these things that most people can't. So, the tiny picking, yeah, it's quite common. People saying you got to pick as small as possible. I've described like an exercise or a workout. I don't know about a workout, but where I said where I'm just trying to push my speed picking as fast as possible for like a timed drill. I basically just look at the string and think of it like I'm not trying to leave the string at all. When I'm going like that. Obviously I am leaving the string, but looking at it that way helps for just the one string. It's not helpful at all when you're trying to play the multiple strings, because you obviously have to go leave the string to go to another string, duh. I've often wondered what it would be like to actually use the drill thing. It would be interesting for sure. I remember my guitar teacher told me about that. You put that triangle pick on the drill and just grrr.
Speed your hand up, and at no point during that process am I giving a shit about what my hand looks like. Alright, I'm not thinking about the angle. The angle sorts itself out because I'm wanting the smoothest, clearest attack of the pick. I want it to sound good. In picking it at this place...
He just said it! He just said it! He wants it to sound good. See? Most important thing. Does it sound good? That's it. There you go.
On the guitar, gives me the best tone for me that I like to hear. I like to hear the notes to be kind of well-rounded, to sound clear. I don't like to pick back there towards the bridge because I don't like the sound. To me, it's thin. Now, some people do pick back towards the bridge because they like it. Some people pick further towards the neck because they like that. To me, I don't like it. So you need to take those things into account as well.
Absolutely.
Make it sound good. What sounds good to you?
Make it sound good. See?
Sounds good. Focus on how you can get the pick speeding up. So that also sounds good. Because having an efficient picking technique is all well and good, but if you don't like the way it sounds, you're kind of losing out that way. So, for example, picking close to the bridge with a very vertical hand position, I see a lot of people picking like that. Now, it's pretty good. But to me, I don't get as much tone there, so I like to pick here. Yeah, so you really need to work with what your body wants to do, but also the sounds you want to hear. There's a lot going on with picking, all right? It's not just about getting the most efficient position to be able to do things quickly. It's also about getting the sound you want. And when everything comes together, you're going to play better, because when you like the sounds you're hearing, you play better anyway, because you dig in more and you really enjoy what you're hearing. So guys, really, kick it in the balls. Give yourself a kick up the ass and then kick this in the balls. You really need to just go for it. Give yourself permission. Don't be afraid of making a mistake or hitting the wrong string or anything like that. This is not a gentle technique. Yeah, it's not. If you put in gentle effort, you're going to get gentle results. If you put in polite effort, you're going to get polite results. Yeah. You need to put in aggressive effort and then get aggressive results. It's an aggressive technique, whether you like it or not.
Well, yeah, if you don't hurt yourself when practicing guitar or playing music, how can you say you actually felt the music? You're supposed to literally feel the music, you know?
You need to aggressively hunt down what you want. So, hunt down the string crosses. Be aggressive about the string that you want to hit. So when it comes to a string crossing run, whatever the note that you're climbing to, is if you can do something well on one string, and then you can do it well on two strings. And then keep adding a string until you get better. I've got a whole video about how to do this, by the way. I'll put it in the description. But for like a string crossing run, don't think about every pick stroke. You know, think about the note you're getting to at the top. When you get better at this, you can just start thinking about the note you're starting on and the note you're getting to. And then do stuff like that. But there's no way to do that gently. You have to really be aggressive. I'm being aggressive with that. I'm really digging in. You know, I'm not, you know, being all gentle and graceful about it. It's really dig in, be aggressive. You know, don't worry about what it looks like. You know, don't listen to people that say, well, it should look this way, your hands should be relaxed, and don't listen to people who say, well, you know, this famous guitar player does it that way, or this, who cares? Yeah.
Yep. 100% agree. 100% agree. I need to watch more Ben Higgins stuff during the live streams. But yeah, 100% agree. 100%.
You know, there's loads of examples out there of people doing it in different ways and getting results. And that's what everything is about. At the end of the day, it's results. You want results, right? Doesn't matter how it looks, okay? It doesn't matter if it goes against the rules. You know, you have to be willing to break the rules and go against the rules in order to get the results, because that's what the greats did. That's where the best guitar playing comes from, guys. You know, it's, come on, this is rock music. This is rock and roll. It's always been about going against the grain. Always, you know, since when did we start putting so many rules in place and saying you can't do this and can't do that? That's against the whole spirit of rock and roll. You know, this is a musical instrument. You know, it's not a classical instrument. There isn't classical schools of how to do this. This is, you know, all about spirit and balls and heart and willpower and all that sort of cool stuff, you know? So, really, this is all a mental game. If you can get past your mental barriers, stop being polite, stop being pedestrian. Stop finding excuses why you can't do it. You know, yeah, maybe you've tried for years. Maybe you've been doing it the wrong way. You know, maybe you've been playing bad exercises, or maybe you've been playing exercises in a way where you're not really quite putting in what you need to be putting in. Maybe you haven't allowed yourself to go beyond where you need to go beyond. Or maybe you have been pushing yourself, maybe with the picking hand, but you've been trying to do it together at the same time is doing something with the left hand, but maybe your left hand is really not up to speed. Maybe your left hand is really unreliable, and so that you've never noticed that your fretting hand is unreliable, so no wonder you stay stuck where you are, right? So sometimes you need to break these things apart and realise that you need to access the raw power with the right hand, with the picking hand, yeah? But if this needs work, you've got to work on that too, all right? So don't just play bad stuff. Like, don't just go really fast with the picking hand and then have these fingers not lining up, because I see a lot of this stuff where people are doing stuff like this. But there's loads of pick strokes per fingered note. You know, it's not.
I think he's too good to not have the fingers line up when he's doing his picking. Because obviously he's not playing a different note every time he's picking, but they're not 100% out of sync. But I know what he's trying to describe.
Not right, you know, one pick stroke per finger. Not stuff like this. Unless you're deliberately playing a pattern which has that as part of it.
There you go.
If you're playing something which has multiple pick strokes per note, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then you need to know that you're doing that, because that is going to screw up your synchronization forever. You need to sort the fretting hand out as well. Anyway, this isn't about the fretting hand, this is about the picking hand. Really, step one, guys, just go for it. Kick it in the nuts, man. You know, pretend that the pick is, you know, held you up at gunpoint and demanded money, and you've got to get your revenge. You know, you've got to go for it. You know, go back, kick it in the nuts, get your revenge, and take what you want. Okay, so don't be polite. Don't be pedestrian about this, and don't worry that you're going to get an injury or your arm's going to fall off or any of that crap. You know, just stop making excuses, guys. You can do it.
Love it. Yeah, the injury. Oh, don't use your elbow, you're going to injure yourself. Like, you got to really try to injure yourself that way. Mr. Death World, you made it. Hello, sir. Got home from work. All right, that's always good.
Pick faster. Imagine I'm holding a gun to your head. You know, I bet you could make it go faster then, right? So just do it. There's no reason on earth why you can't do that. None at all. And I don't care how you hold your pick. It doesn't matter whether you hold it out there like that, whether you've got a bent thumb, whether you've got an outstretched thumb or a bent thumb like that, or whether your fingers are out, or whether you curled into a fist, whether you anchor or whether you float free. Doesn't matter. These are all things for you to get distracted with. The bottom line is, if that pick can go through the string, come back the other way, it can speed up. You can get it faster. You just have to damn well do it. Okay, there's nothing more than that. Just do it, do it, do it. There's no place to hide, right? I don't want to hear any excuses. Just make it go faster. So, you've heard the truth, guys. Really, it is all about just giving yourself permission and going after what you want and being aggressive, right? You have to be like a predator hunting its prey. I'm sorry, this is not polite. This is not a polite technique. You know, when you're making physical gains, you need to do it with 100% iron will. You know, you need to go after it. You need to be willing to break past that boundary if you want that. You know, if you say you want to pick faster, if you say you want to play guitar faster, you want more speed, you want more technique, this is what it takes. All right? But it's the mental shift, which is the hard one, which a lot of people just won't do it. They'll find an excuse not to do it, or say, oh, I've done this for years, and it's like, you haven't. You haven't. Clearly you haven't, otherwise you would have made the leap by now. There's something you haven't done. And for a lot of people, this is it. It's giving themselves permission and saying, just bloody do it. Give yourself a kick up the ass, just do it. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about screwing up. Don't worry about how things look or how it even sounds. Just do it and feel that raw power of getting things faster. You need to feel the raw power of the technique, and you'll make it better later, but feel the raw power of it, because that's where the magic is. And go and get the free warm-up. You can go and grab it right now. It's got a brilliant picking drill in there and a brilliant drill for the fretting hand, and it's free. You can go and grab that right now, and it's streaming, so you don't even need to download anything. And also, while you're at it, grab the free Tower Badass Guitar ebook, because that's really going to give you a kick up the ass when it comes to attitude and mindset. Because really, if you can get that stuff to a higher level in terms of the way you mentally approach your guitar playing, you're going to start getting way more results than you ever had. Because it's not about exercises, dudes. This is about how you approach it from up here, and then how that translates into the way you approach the guitar playing, guys. The secret, it's all about balls, right? So,
The secret's
balls in
about
hand,
balls.
go and grab the warm-up, go
Good
grab the
Lord.
towel, and go and put this into action like I've told you, alright? No excuses, guys. See you next time.
Go get some speed, motherfuckers!
Goodness gracious. All right. Yes, indeed. Getting the shred guitar stuff down is very similar to the weightlifting, 100%. Well, that was a hell of a lot better than the previous video. Heck, this is one of the better ones that we've watched on here. Yeah. Excellent stuff from Mr. Ben Higgins. Yeah, and that's a big thing with a lot of people that I've noticed. There's like some psychological thing that just gets in their way, like, because yeah, you can just like move your hand like this or whatever, but then for some reason with a lot of people, as soon as that pick hits the string, everything just comes to a screeching halt. It's like a lot, and like when people doing legato stuff or whatnot, like you can drum your fingers on the desk table, the neck of the guitar, right? So if you can do that, you should, I would think, like, be able to get some decent speed with hammer-ons and pull-offs, but it doesn't happen that way with everybody. You gotta take it by the balls. Hanson? Are we talking Hanson like bop? Alright, we'll remove that from the watch later. Okay, we gotta find Prodigal Son, Fallujah. And here is the playthrough. So I guess the first thing, let's see. Let me read the comments again. Okay. So yeah, I said explain the use of the whammy bar in the song, the Prodigal song. I believe he means Prodigal Son, because I looked up Prodigal song and like that's not a thing. It's Prodigal Son. I say explain the use of the whammy bar in the song Prodigal Son and theoretically the progressions he uses. Scott's influence is Alan Holdsworth. So yeah, I did find a tab for that. Thank Bob. In a way, I would like, especially the way I'm feeling today. Oh, I can't stand figuring things out by ear anyway. Oh God. So we'll watch the video first, and then we'll check out the tab. Well, I thought I had it saved. Didn't I download it? Well, what the hell? Maybe I just looked at it and never downloaded it. That's weird. Alright, well, we'll do that in a bit. Tim Hanson, the modern guitar hero. Aha. Yes, the lumberjacking. You're gonna get flapjacks. I like protein flapjacks. I actually had some today. Finished off the last of them. Okay, let's check this out and see if I can understand what he's doing with the whammy bar and give a demonstration. So like that thing right there. Sounded like he was just kind of... Obviously he's picking while holding the thing. Just like a quick little press down. So that's what we got so far. Just a quick little boop, push of the bar. And I'm not trying to play exactly what he's doing. I'm just doing something similar to explain what I'm noticing. Because I was asked to. And then right there, it's just kind of a, you know, hit your notes. Just basically doing some vibrato with it. So that's what I'm noticing on that part. Mountain Dew. Is there a little bit of a flutter there? Guess not. The potato is here! Holy shit! We've been blessed. Seems like he's just hitting some harmonics there. And so something like that. What he's doing there, just picking some harmonics and then getting some vibrato with those harmonics with the whammy bar. What do I think of Vinnie Moore? His first two albums are shred classics. So this is where I shame the name Mile High Shred. I don't know. I can't say anything about Vinnie Moore. Most shred guys I just don't by name, and that's also Vinnie Moore. So what I have seen and heard, he's obviously a very good player. And that's all I can say. Scott's been streaming the shows from the Euro Tour. Been really cool. Well, that's a good way to connect with the fans. It's crazy what we can do nowadays. Lucky we can. want to point out, I really appreciate that this is not just shredding for the sake of shred. You weren't kidding, Plastidar, when you said he's a tasty player. So it sounds like Vinnie Moore and I are both pro elbow picking. Yeah, the anti-elbow picking stuff is... I don't know why did that get started? Like, is there some horrific guitar playing accident I am unaware of where someone's elbow exploded because they picked from their elbow when going fast? Interesting. Hey, look at that. Makes me think maybe I should give them more of a listen here. Of course, that's just the instrumental. Do they have lyrics on other things? Was I gonna ruin that? Look at whammy bar on this thing is so responsive. Alright, time to switch out guitars. Because if we're going to go over the chord theory stuff, or attempt to, we need all 7 strings to follow what they're doing. No whammy bar though. Alright, we'll have fun at the show. Yeah, I'll let you know how I'm feeling. I mean, right now I don't feel too bad, but don't want to get the mother sick again. Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Definitely a favorite. Singing is like Scott's playing. Well, then that's definitely a good selling point. All right, let's get the old theory here. So I need... I could have sworn I got the tab for this. There. Yeah, just B standard. That's what it's tuned to. And I'm wondering how the heck we can go about this, though. Because there's all kinds of stuff happening. So I don't think we want any of that. We're just going to be looking at the chords. Let's see. Maybe I should switch over to this. And then... what do we got here? Switch over to that. Okay. Well, let's see. What do we got here? Hopefully this will actually end up being interesting. I'm always a little worried when I do stuff like this if it ends up being too slow paced, but then again, usually got some good feedback on things like this. What are we tuned to for this song? I'm assuming standard because it doesn't say anything up there. Yeah, it looks like we are standard for both, I hope. Yes, okay, standard tuning, that's good. So that won't get in the way. I feel like I kind of go from that note to that note. So back and forth between the A and your F. So that's a... so theory-wise, I'm already looking at this as going from like chord... I always look at this from like the major scale perspective. So basically going from chord 6 to chord 4. So like 6 to 4 is what I'm seeing so far. So basically based on like A minor to F major. But we're going to get into more detail here because I can really go in deep with this stuff, I think. So 1, 2. Anyway, so what are we dealing with here? Let's see, how do I want to do this? Because we got to take some notes to, you know, describe what's happening. I want to add, let's see, what do we add to the stream? Text, and we're going to add notes. There we go. All right, let's see how we can make this work. All right. So again, I was asked if we could go over the music theory going on here with the chord progression stuff. So what notes are we looking at here? Or at least what I'm seeing, like, we're in the key of C is what it looks like. You know, key signature, there is no sharps or flats at the beginning of the tablature. And just looking at the notes, it seems like, yes, for now, just good old key of C or its relative A minor. And A minor makes more sense because we're starting with an open A note for what we could say the first chord is. So we've got the A minor, which is basically chord 6, if you're looking at it from a major scale perspective. You could say chord 1 if you're looking at it from the minor scale, but I always base things off of the majors just for consistency. Anyway, so let's see, that's what we're looking at here kind of for the starts. So what notes do we actually have? We have an A, and then that's your C note right there. So we got an A, a C, and then 8th fret there, that's a G. And then we can include like everything as one big chord kind of thing, I feel. And then we have your B. And then, was that like a G5 over A? Yeah. So a G and a D. So we haven't had the D yet. So there's definitely a lot going on there for the first, when you look at it this way. So it's definitely based off like an A minor chord. It's like when that beginning plays, you could strum that and it should sound fine over the top. Interval structure. What do we have for the interval structure? So that's the 1, that's the flat 3rd. G is the flat 7. B is, in this case, the 9, and D is the 11. So we basically have like an A minor 11 chord here without the 5th interval. So that's what like the first 2 bars is. It's based off of an A minor 11. This is going to be a long thing to go on. This stream might just end up getting filled up with talking about the chord theory stuff. And if anyone's got questions about what I'm saying here, definitely put them in those comment section. Put them in the comment section for sure. All right, so there we go. That's the first part. Then we go into the next chord, which I feel is like based off an F major so far. I might change my mind. So in this case, it would be chord number 4. And so, let's see. Because we got your, obviously, the F note. And we got your E. So we got already the makings of some kind of 7th going on here. So he's sliding up from G to A real quick here, huh? Well, how are you going to let that ring out if you're sliding, though? Is it really a slide, or is he doing like a hammer-on thing? Or is it like a... Yeah, how could that work? You can't. You can't have those ring out and have that slide at the same time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Triads, hello. Do you need to warm up a lot to get to the level you're currently playing at? Well, I am very much not warmed up at all today. So, taking what you said, like literally, like do you mean do I need to practice a lot to get to the level of playing I am? Or like warm up to be able to do what I'm doing right now? Which I know I'm not doing much right now. But maybe you saw something earlier in the stream and you're commenting on that. I do need to warm up a bit, not a ton, to play at my best. Doesn't take terribly long. Now, I can usually play like fairly well for myself without any warm-up, but definitely not my best. I just start playing. I don't do anything special other than just start playing, and then I just feel better the more that I do it. Hey, we got text cut off here. There we go. Can't even see everything I'm putting in. What the heck? Okay. So we got F and E, G and an A. Although I'm wondering if we should even count the G, but okay. And let's see the E again. A D note again. Open D string. That A note's hit one more time. And then D as well. So those are the notes we have here. F, E, G, A, and D. Am I missing anything? F, E, G, A, E again, D again, E, A, E, A, D, E. Okay, no, that's it. Okay. This is not going to show everything again, huh? So we'd have a 1, that's the 7, G is the 9, A is the 3, And D is the 6th. You know, I didn't put the actual chord down here. So more like A minor 11. And then down here, so let's see, it's kind of like, could say an F major 13, no 11. Could also say no 5 to be even more precise, but yeah, because we got the 1. Okay, also let's change that then. So 6 will become the 13 in this case. And there we go. That's the first thing there. So you could do like A minor to F. An A minor 11. How would I want to do that here? Could just do this. Well, we want the 9 in there as well. Could do this then. So we could play that for the first chord. And an F major 13 including the 9. Oh my God, how the hell would I do that? Because I know, do we want a G in there as well? Could do this for the second chord. Well, you know, when you're when you do practice to get faster or better and all that stuff, like your bass line is basically like over time will just kind of go up a little bit, up a little bit, up a little bit. So like the better you get, your bass line will be starting higher every time. Well, that's what we want anyway. But yeah, nobody ever can just be their 100% best right out the gate. Like, no. I know some people think there's no point to warm-ups. Like, well, I guess it depends on what you're playing. If what you're playing requires 0 warm-up for you, neat. There's a lot of things I can play without being warmed up. But I cannot play my absolute fastest and best with 0 warm-up. Not possible. Alright, so that's the beginning of the song here anyway. Explaining the chord theory that I'm picking up. Clenching your fist as hard as you can helps relieve the stiffness, huh? By making it extra stiff, it releases the stiffness. You know, that's actually something I learned about doing with when my back is all messed up. Like, basically you just flex the muscles as hard as you can, and then you can relax. It's like your body goes almost like self-massage therapy. Okay, well that seems to be the general idea right here, although there is a bit of a slide down here, but the notes are still over in that spot. Okay, well there's the beginning. And then it gets all distorted. So time to erase this and get to the next thing. Ah. Yeah, I'll definitely share that one. People tell me they're having a hard time getting their hands to loosen up a bit. I'll be like, just tighten up like that for a little bit and see if that helps. Okay. So this will be the next thing here, the new chord. So we got, this is a chord I'm going to be thinking of, and then this will be like the next, and then another one here perhaps. So what do we have? Ooh, that's a lot of schmutz. But this is once again going back to A as the root note. So chord number 6. So it looks like we have a 6/4 progression for this chord, or this song, a 6/4 progression so far, or it's based off of that. So it looks like we got the A minor once again. What notes do we have here? So far, that's a shape I recognize right away. Basically a suspended second, even though the 2 is up here at the higher octave. Simplify it. It's the dang sus2, A sus2. So we have, note-wise, we got the A, then the E, and the B. Has another A in there, and then we're going up to... So we got, no, boom, dun, dun, like that. So B, no, we got B, B again. That is, yep, the D notes. We got the D in there again. And then, no, did that wrong. Those notes are in there again, so we got the G. So that's it, just adding in the G. So, and then yeah, looking at this as a different chord. Still not used to the 7 string. It's not, it doesn't come as natural to me looking at stuff as it does the 6 string still. Anyway, that's the next one. So what do we have here? You got your root notes. That is the 5, second, but we do have the G again, so that would actually change this to a 9. D is the 11th once more, flat 7. So kind of like just another way of doing the first one again. Like you got the A minor 11 once more. Okay, and then let's see, we got, so we have a D. So some kind of 7th chord is what it's looking like so far, or at least based off of that. So now, if it really is just going to the D, so we're going to chord number 2. That'd be D minor. Chord number 2. Okay, right, so we got the D notes. No. That's an A still. What the hell is wrong with me? I'm sick, that's what's wrong with me. God damn it. That is just straight up embarrassing. That's still an A. What am I talking about? We're still on the A here. Hold on a second. What do we have? Right, because that's on the A. We got A, D, G, B. A, D, G, B. So technically, we might be dealing with like an inversion here. Let me just start putting these notes out. Hang on. So we got A, D. No. Good Lord. C. A, C. A, C, G, and B. Yeah. That is a lovely chord. Root, flat 3rd, flat 7, and then the 9. Root, flat 3rd. So basically an A minor 9 for that part. So guys, okay, so we're just doing like kind of a variation of the same chord number 6. So kind of like, yeah, an A minor 9. Because you got root, that's your flat 3rd. G is the flat 7. And B is the 9. So that's what we got there. And then this. So it's basically, it's a G5 over A for that one right there, the 5, 7, 8, G5 over A. So far, all this next chunk is really seeming to be just basing stuff off that A minor chord. Although right here, well, that's just A5. Throws in the flat 7 again. So yeah, just lots of A minor based stuff going throughout here. I'm looking for any significant changes coming up. Oh, that's significant enough now, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Alright, so the beginning of the song is doing like basically a 6/4 progression, and then all that part we were just all the parts we were just looking at there is really just staying in that Aeolian mode. Just basing stuff off like variations of the A minor. That's what I was picking up anyway. Mistaking the A string for the D string. Again, I am not used to looking at it as a 7 string. Been using a 6 string for over 20 years. 7 string's still pretty new to me. That's my excuse. That's what I'm going with. Okay, let's see. So now we're going to be checking out like this area. So here, just looking at the root notes, how these chords are based, looks like we got 3. Looks like everyone does like the same thing here. I got both guitars up to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me just scroll through it real quick. Do I need both up? It looks like they're identical. Yeah, I can close out one of them. Okay. Alright, so we're going to be looking at all this stuff here. So, there is our E. We're going up to, no, B. B, C, D, E, F. So now we're going down to that 4. Down to that 4 chord. And our notes, there we go. Alright, so chord number 4. So we got the F note, the 5 right away. So C, and then A and E. A, E, and then G. Alright, so that's what we're working with in the highlighted part right now. So the intervals. Did I say something about 2 tickets? What in the heck did I say that made you think that? Alright, so we got the 1, the 5, that's the, 3, that's the 7. So we basically have an F major 9. So, this guy. Too. you just wanted to put them up there. Okay, fair enough. So that's what we got going on in that blue part. Now let's take a look at the next set. Looks like we're stepping out of key here. So I'm going to hold off on what I'm going to give this for a number, maybe. So we have, so there's your F, G, G sharp. So maybe this is going like harmonic minor, possibly. So that's the root note. Let's see what all notes we have. So 9 to 11. So we got G sharp, and then D sharp. Interesting. So he's holding this, this, and that. Okay. Well, I want to change how I'm naming some of this stuff. Okay, really nice, pretty sounding chords. But this is supposed to be played with distortion too, so that makes it even more interesting. There's a lot of stuff you can do with chords, even though you got distortion going on. So anyway, that's your C and a G. So C and a G, which makes me want to say this is A flat and E flat. Okay. So that's it for the highlighted part there. So we could call this like make a flat 6. And it's really just like an A flat minor 7. So you had the F major 9 to A minor flat 7, or A flat minor 7. It's a nice sound. And then this guy. Okay, this was actually quite a bit going on here, because it changes chords again at this point. Ooh, we might need a second thing of notes up here. Well, let's find out. See how much we can get up on one screen. Okay. Anyway, so now we go all the way down here to, maybe I'll stick with the flat stuff, because now we got E flat perhaps for the root note. So E flat, and we'll call that B flat. So it's kind of keeping the same shape here, the same idea, huh? Almost like stacking power chords, because that's a 5th chord and that's a 5th chord. So that's a G5 there, so you got your G and D. It's like the same shape, so interval structure, we got your root notes, that's your 5, that is your flat 3rd, and that is your flat 7, giving us an E flat minor 7. So we'll say this is like, the chord number would be flat 3. So we got 4, flat 6, flat 3. So if we just did basic chords, we do something like this. Then we also can do the F major 9 again, A flat minor 7, and then E flat minor 7. Whoops. So F major 9, A flat minor 7, E flat minor 7. That's what we got so far. Okay, the next part, all of that. Looking at this, I'm going to say the root note is on the E string. This is an inversion. Oh, you can't read everything. Dang it. There. So yeah, I'm going to say it's this. C is our root note here. So the 1. So far then we got your 4, flat 6, flat 3, 1. But I might be wrong. Let's find out. My assumption could also be incorrect. So yeah, we got it starting with the G here. So G in the bass. Then you got your C. Eight, 7, 7, 9. Anyway, so yeah, G, C, I mean, there's your C major chord right there, your C over G. So we got G, C, E. And A. And then we just have this. Yep, and an E. So those are the notes we have. So this is actually the 5, 1, 3, and that would be the 6. This is a C6. C6 over G. If I'm going to be more specific. C6 over G. Do like an abbreviated one like that if you wanted to have it over G, or you just do it like this and have no G at all. So F major 9, A flat minor 7, E flat minor 7, C6. The views have just tanked. Oh goodness. Oh well, I'm not surprised. I was worried about that. Okay, next chord. We got this. We have done this one. That was the second one. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna duplicate this. Okay, let me just do it like this then. No. So I said it was the second one. Okay, hang on. I'll just put that there for a placeholder. Number two, the second chord in here. I need this. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So there we go. That's the progression we got so far. And then to finish it, hit this again, which is the third one. Right. And then it hits that last one again, huh? That's basically what we got here for this progression. Until it gets into the heavier stuff there. Well, I certainly hope the person who asked for this is getting value from it, and it's not overly confusing. I know this is slow going because you got to just sit there and wait for me to finish everything. We got F major 9 to an A flat minor 7 to an E flat minor 7. To a C6, technically over G, but I'll just do a basic C6 like that. And then we have the A flat minor 7 again, E flat minor 7, to that C6. And here we go. There's quite a bit of chord theory going on there. I'll skip ahead. You know what? I might leave it at that. Because good God, did those views just freaking tank. Yeah, to the person who asked about it, if there's like anything else you want me to go over chord theory wise, let me know. Well, maybe we'll call it there for the chord theory portion of this. Turn these off. So yeah, there we go. I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for the stream too. We'll end a little bit early today. In case you missed it at all, I did start the stream by saying this is the 4th or 5th time, I believe, that I have gotten sick since moving out to California. So I guess my immune system is getting used to the area again, or it's because I'm getting older. I have no idea. It's freaking annoying. So, next week, I don't know. We're going to be doing, I don't know which one we're going to watch next week, but start off with the usual thing. Pick a video that seems like it'll have something interesting to talk about. See if we agree with it or not. Anytime you have suggestions on what you'd like me to watch and react to and talk about, share it. Let me know what you want to watch here. What you'd like some opinions on, if you do want any. And we shall check it out. And yeah, hopefully that was a good enough amount of theory for the guy who requested it. And for the person who did request it, if you want more, just let me know. We can continue doing some more stuff within here. All right. That's it. This stream is coming to a close. Thank you to everyone who watched, participated in the chat, and who watched the archive stuff. This stream is done.